Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, July 29th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. This is the last trading day of the week and the last trading day of the month, and we turn the page to August next week. We're finishing the month on a high note here, two back-to-back strong days. Again, these are the biggest two-day moves we've seen since heading into the Memorial Day weekend here. We really haven't stitched together two strong days in a row, finishing the day yesterday on strength, especially with Apple earnings coming out. And we've seen this thing rally ever since the FOMC key level was printed here, 39.77. Now, again, this market still remains in an overall downtrend, but we're seeing some signs here of rounded bottoms. We're seeing some higher lows. We're seeing the ability to overcome prior resistance, and now perhaps working to the next resistance level above. 4,200 could be ahead here. Any pullback early next month with the higher value relationship on the pivot range could be an opportunity to defend and try to work this thing higher. So this is the first time here in a while where this is actually looking as though it could make a move to the upside, at least to the next resistance level. Again, this market has been smacked down pretty hard after these rallies, but again, with this higher value relationship here, the first pullback could be an early litmus test next month on whether this rally will extend itself to the next resistance level above. So right now, two-day big high range day, we could be in for a narrow range-bound action to kind of digest the recent move here. And again, early next week, any pullback could be an opportunity to buy this thing for a continuation higher into the next resistance level above. If we take a look here at the NQ, similar price action for the NQ, high range day, back-to-back high range days to the upside. And you can see right here, big moves right now, 39% of average range, 40% of average range here. Very narrow range, but again, two high range days in a row, very similar to what we've seen here. The last one before that was here. You really haven't seen two strong days in a row. We've seen a couple of UT days, but in terms of big strong days to the upside, we really haven't seen them. The last time triggered the March move just before everything dumped. This one was a holiday move just before everything dumped, and right now this move is occurring after a rounded bottom, after a series of higher lows and higher highs, and we're now approaching major resistance at the previous month's high. That was a level that we talked about to begin the month, that if price can push through this midpoint here confidently, it opens up the previous month's high up above, and we got it. We got that move right into that level, and now again we have a higher value relationship heading into next month. Big rounded bottom here. If this thing can pull back and hold, we may see an attempt to rally back toward highs. Above 13K opens up 13.7, 13.8. Beyond that, you start to open up some upper levels. So again, this could be rather bullish here if price can hold on the early weakness next month into the pivot range. We take a look here at crude oil. Again, most of these markets trading rather narrow. This one's at 66% of ADR and continues to chop at the apex of a clear developing triangle. So you have this type of triangle pattern here that's developing right now. Mostly sideways action around that 97.64 FOMC key level, and this thing has chopped back and forth. Every other day it's looking like it's about to rally or sell off, rally or sell off, and for the most part it just continues to chop around the apex. So not the easiest price action right here in the middle of this range, but very soon we could be looking at a breakout from this range. The 93s continue to hold. You have the 200-day moving average continues to hold. Perhaps this thing starts to push through VWAP and opens up some upside. On the flip side, any failure here out of this range to the upside again, and we extend the current downtrending market. So do we rotate down again, or is this enough to get this thing going? Soon we'll see directional conviction out of this range, as this thing has been building up mostly all of July. So with a narrow pivot range heading into August, we could be looking at another high range month in August. Taking a look here at Bitcoin. Bitcoin down a little right now, about 1%. Again, this is one that is attempted to rotate off the lows here. You see a little bit of a rounding of this bottom. You see an ability to push through prior highs. We had a higher low come in and then a higher high just now beyond the previous high. So this is a rather bullish attempt to rally. Look at this 2-day move right here. This is about as strong a 2-day move as we've seen, 21 to about 24 and change. And heading into next month, again, we have an inside value range here. This pivot range is inside the previous month. This one was rather wide and we mostly went sideways to up. This one's narrow and inside. Perhaps we see a bit more volatility. Again, hard to say that this thing is ready to just full on reverse, but 25K could be the major level right here that opens up the next move to 32K. So this is the missing zone right here. 25K is that level. We're bouncing off of it here today. Rounded bottom, a ton of energy, and we'll see which way we go here. Above 25K opens up 32, a failure to hold 20K, and we are dumping another leg down. Looking at ETH futures right now, this one's down about 3.6% at the moment. Inside day, again, another major 2-day move to the upside. These have been rare. The ETH chart has been among the most bullish anyways, as it has full-on reversed here, nearly reaching 1800 yesterday off the 1000 lows here. This thing got as low as 990 and has rallied all the way back toward 1800 now this month alone. So I mean, that's nearly a double just in 1 month as this thing has rallied tremendously. We've seen price step back up on the previous year's futures low, and now this thing is working its way up. So again, a bit of a turnaround here in these markets. Is this enough to extend the gains to the upside here and start to recover prior market structure? So right now we're at that 16, 17, 1800 level here. Above that zone starts to open up 2200 above. Keep in mind, higher value relationship heading into next month, higher close. If this thing is able to pull back and hold that, we may actually put together a couple of back-to-back months of strength. So that's going to be big here. The midpoint right around 1370 will be big. A failure there opens up new lows. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the weekend. Again, happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.